Welcome back, everybody. And in this video, I'm going to be talking to you about how to win the battle of your mind. Every single day, there's some form of battle that we're facing. It's a great trickster that can make or break you. And it's something that we need to take control of in order to tame our lives and become happier or more fulfilled. From the second you wake up in the morning, we've got challenges that face us every day, going to work, in the car, your family. There's so much out there. So, what can you do to override all these doubts and fears that often plague our minds? What can you do when this trickster mind tells you that you're not good enough to be, do, or have whatever it is that you want in life? Well, stick around because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to do. So in this video, I'm going to share with you a 3-step strategy that's going to help you master this thing called your mind or your brain. And step 1, we're going to talk about acknowledging how powerful you truly are. Sounds a bit cliche, but we are all so much more powerful than what we are led to believe. And in step 2, I'm going to talk about how to challenge your thoughts to think the way that you want to think, how to challenge those negative thoughts and to how to turn it around. And in step 3, we're going to talk about disciplining your mind. A lot of people hate that word discipline, but it's so vitally important. Okay, so acknowledging your powerful mind, your power. The very first step in winning the battle of the mind is acknowledging that you have this powerful thing between your ears. You can't change what you don't notice. So start listening to the voice inside your head. Does it build you up or does it tear you down? We're often so hard on ourselves and we often don't even realize that we're hard on ourselves. So becoming aware of what you're thinking is like switching on the light in a dark room. Suddenly you see what's been hidden all along. You notice how many thoughts are going through your head that aren't good, are negative. And once you see it, you have the power to change it. That's when you stop reacting to life and start creating it. In fact, psychologists call this metacognition, or standing back and thinking about what you're thinking. It's the ability to monitor and control your own thinking. You have between 60 to 70,000 thoughts a day. And the truth is, most of us don't exactly know what we're thinking. Most of them are the exact same thoughts that we thought yesterday. We wonder why we get the exact same results. And if those thoughts are filled with worry, fear, or self-doubt, then you're not creating life. You're simply repeating your past. And the truth is, most of these thoughts are the exact same thoughts you thought yesterday. And you wonder why you get the exact same results day after day. If those thoughts are filled with fear, worry, self-doubt in any way, then you're not creating your life. You're just simply reacting to your past. And every negative loop in your mind keeps you stuck in patterns that stop you from living the extraordinary life that you're capable of achieving. Your mind can either be your greatest ally or your worst enemy, and the choice begins with what you allow to run on repeat. And this leads me on to point number 2, and that's challenge your thoughts. Once you're aware, the next step is to challenge those thoughts running through your mind. Your mind will tell you things like, you're not good enough, you'll fail, why even try? Why even ask that person out on a date? But here's the truth. Just because you think it doesn't mean it's true. Now, this can be a hard concept to understand at first because we've been conditioned for so long to believe every thought that we think. You've been programmed by your past experiences, by other people, by what other people have said to you, by your failures, by society. But none of that defines who you truly are. And only you define who you are, no one else. You've got that power. No one else has that power. So you can allow whatever thoughts you want to think. When a limiting thought shows up, ask yourself, is this thought hurting me or helping me? Who would I have to be in order to overcome this belief, this negative belief? Who would I be without this belief? Who could I be without this belief? So what's a more empowering thought that I can choose to think that would empower my life? What thought would make me become the person I know I could become? And this is how you start to rewire your brain, by replacing lies with new empowering truths. Your trickster mind likes to creep in all the time. And this is why it's so vitally important to acknowledge your thinking habits and train your mind. And this leads me on to point number 3, and that's disciplining your mind. Now, every day I remind myself personally to think about what it is that I want to have happen in my life, not what I don't want to have happen. And this is very hard. It's harder than what you think. It sounds simple, but believe me, all these negative thoughts start to creep back into my mind. I'm not good enough. I should have more money. I should have this. It's like the weeds are creeping into your garden, the garden of your mind. So you must tend to it daily in order to maintain an effective mindset. You must be stronger than those thoughts and cancel them out as fast as you possibly can. Winning the battle of your mind is not a one-time victory. It takes daily discipline. So think of your mind like a muscle. If you don't train it, it gets weak. If you don't use it, you lose it. If you feed it garbage, it breaks down. But if you constantly train it, feed it positive input, it becomes unstoppable. So how do you train your mind? Well, like what I personally use is daily affirmations that align with what I want, because you start to literally rewire your brain to think differently. So you must be diligent in your approach. I learned this one off John Kehoe, who is one of my biggest influences in my life and the author of the #1 best-selling book, Mind Power, many, many years ago. And the affirmations, and there's also visualization, which is seeing yourself as already victorious. How would you feel? What thoughts would you think? How would you physiologically move and talk to yourself and to other people? And also with gratitude, you're shifting your focus from what's missing to what's abundant. The world is abundant in every form. It's just that we think it isn't. And this is an illusion. And also you need to guard your environment, because what you listen to and who you spend your time with and what you consume all shape your mind and what you begin to think and believe. So remember that repetition is a mother of mastery. The thoughts you feed your mind every single day eventually becomes your reality. So it's vitally important that you feed your mind with new empowering thoughts every day. You've got to work on this. And this is something that I help with people every day in my coaching. Look, I know how hard it is. I've relapsed into depression on several occasions. It's bloody hard, and it can tear you down or rip you apart. I've been brought to my knees, and it can feel like the world and everyone is against you. You need to rebuild slowly but surely. You can't go feeling absolute crap to the high end. You've got to slowly build it up. Even though at this time you think nothing will work, I know it will. I'm telling you now, it does get better. Even if the world feels like it's falling apart, it will get better, I promise you. So here's the ultimate truth. You don't just fight the battle of your mind, you win it by remembering who you truly are. You are not your failures. You are not your doubts. You are not your past. You are powerful, capable, and worthy. The mind will always try to pull you back into comfort, back into fear. But when you know who you are, when you stand in faith instead of fear, you don't just fight the battle, you win it before it even begins. So let me ask you, are you going to keep letting your mind run wild, keeping you small and stuck? Or are you going to step up, take control, and win the battle within? Because the moment you master your mind, you master your life. Remember, the war is won inside before it's ever won outside. If you found this video helpful, please drop me a comment, hit the like and subscribe button. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Peace out.